What's happening, guys? It's approximately about 20 to 4 in the morning as we're sitting in this locomotive here. It's a class 66 DBS diesel electric locomotive, I believe. It's a winter's clear night and we're on a service job, guys. I believe we're in Felixstowe North, going to the Bristol terminal. In fact, we're actually on the Acton main line and we're going to be stopping at Reading. That's the description of the service job. So hope you brought your sandwiches, guys. We're on our way. There we go. Just going to open the windows because then it sounds like you're actually in a train, because the sounds of the train aren't loud enough for me. I like to hear the sounds of the train. I don't know if that's a bug or not, but if I open the windows it feels like I'm actually in a train. Do we need the cab lights on? I'm not too sure. Let's switch them off. That's a little bit better. Let's sit in the dark. Time to open me flask, I think. So we're actually playing today the Train Sim World CSX Heavy Haul. So this run today we're actually on the Great Western Express DLC. So this is the third service route I'm actually doing. I've previously done two, of which I'm not actually had to do a lot except ride it out to the end of the line. I've not actually had to contend with any signals online. They've all been green, so it's just been riding it out to the end of the line, which for a novice like me it's quite good because it gets me used to basically I'm just starting and stopping the train really. But it gets me used to the game. I want to try and get back into my my train sims. So hopefully I'm just going to have a nice easy run all the way up. So it's just sit back and look out the window really as we take these containers up to Reading. There you go, 75 miles an hour maximum it says on this locomotive. It probably will go a little bit faster than that, but I'm just going to control the throttle and keep it at 75, just in case we actually derail it if we actually go over 75. It's actually a struggle to get it up to 75. It does take a little while with all these containers on. I've not actually tried it when it's empty. I bet it goes like a rocket when it's empty. quite like the cabs of these trains. Most of the switches and, you know, all the buttons and things actually do work. I don't know anything about trains, by the way, so I don't know what a lot of the buttons actually mean. The only two trains I know about is the Orient Express, because there was a murder on it, and Thomas and Tank Engine and Friends, because I used to watch that when I was little. That's all I know about trains. Can anybody tell me in the comments below what the yellow lights mean? You have the green signals, which are obviously for go, and the red signals, which mean you've got to stop. But what are the amber ones for? The yellow ones for? You sometimes get a single yellow and a double yellow. I don't know. I don't think where'd you learn about all this stuff? Oh dear. I don't know what it is about this game. I actually find it quite relaxing just sitting here looking out the window. It's people very often say to me, what do you find so good about playing Euro Truck or American Truck Simulator? Well, I presume it's, you know, they're just so relaxing games to play. And I find this game too very relaxing to play. I think you've got to have, to play a game, this sort of game, well actually this game, or the actual train simulators of 2016, 2017, I've got that as well. You do need a fairly decent PC. Mine's a little bit of a potato, but graphics card is a GTX 970. And it's not too bad. But I know when I had, before I upgraded my graphics card, this game used to be quite difficult to run. Seems to take up an awful lot of PC resources, power. My old potato down there, you know, it's working really hard running this game. I've never heard it make so much noise. It never makes as much noise as what it's making now. When I play Euro Truck or American Truck Simulator. But it's holding out well. Has anybody seen another train? I can't recall actually seeing another train on the line yet. All the train drivers must be in bed. Must be no night service running tonight. Like I mentioned earlier, these service runs so far, this is the third one I've done on the list. They have been really easy to do. Looks like this one's just a straight run up. We haven't got to stop for any signals or do any line changing. So if you never played these sort of games, I suppose it's a nice introduction to getting used to starting the trains and stopping the trains. But I suppose it can also get a bit boring. I'm just wondering if all them service jobs are all like this. The brakes on this, well, like this going through the station, look at the light, oh, it's changing there as you go through. The brakes on this locomotive are completely different to any other train I've actually driven or had control of. I haven't played a great deal on Train Simulator, so perhaps there is other locomotives with similar braking systems, but the braking system on this one is completely different to any other train that I've actually driven. Maybe towards the end you'll see me trying to stop this train. That's the thing. As you get to about 3 miles to the end of the line, I think you've got to start thinking about slowing the train down. Whether or not I'll do it correctly, I don't know. I'm not an expert on this particular locomotive as of yet. I think this is probably only about the 4th time I've actually been in it. Someone's left the cab lights on in the back, Luke, previous driver. You see that? Still not done actually most of the jobs and things that are available just on Train Sim World CSX Heavy Haul itself. I've not actually done everything, so I think I'm going to hammer that section of the game and do everything on that. And then this DLC, I brought this expansion pack, the Great Western expansion pack. I think I'm going to do everything on this and then probably look at buying that rapid transport one and then whatever comes out next, we'll keep it all up to date if we can. But you do need a little bit of a mortgage. Take out a second mortgage or something for this game. It's the DLC. It's generally well, it's not cheap, is it? The DLC. And sometimes in the sales you don't get a great deal off. I think I got 30% off this Great Western expansion, Great Western Express expansion pack DLC. I have noticed, I've watched occasionally other YouTubers who have got a top PC, and this game looks absolutely stunning with everything set on ultimate and running, you know, that 4K resolution and everything. And the game just looks fantastic. But not everybody's got them top rigs, and sometimes you can get under the you can be a little bit disillusioned. I was at one time. I watched Firmbus, and there was a YouTuber, he's a top YouTuber, and the game looked absolutely stunning, and he said himself how good it was, etc, etc, and I purchased it and ran it on my PC, and it wasn't that good. And today it still isn't that good today, even with the updates. So you can get a little bit disillusioned. If you watch a top YouTuber, I always go back and I watch somebody on YouTube who hasn't got such a fantastic PC rig to see just how well that game will actually function on my PC. And of course, if you are lucky enough to have a top spec, absolutely fantastic PC, well, it doesn't matter, does it? You're going to enjoy the game. Graphics aren't important to some people though. Let's put the cab lights on, because I'm going to be thinking about slowing this locomotive down shortly. I'm probably going to be a little bit too early on the brakes actually. I'm not that skilled at stopping the trains yet, but I'll put the cab lights on just so I can see all the controls. Sometimes I use the keyboard shortcuts, I don't know all them. Maximum speed 75 miles per hour. Look for this train. That's the electromotive. It says there. I've used that just on shunting. It controls the speed. It's a bit like cruise control, I think. I've only used it the once. I'm not that familiar with the system, but it was a little bit like cruise control. Of course, let's have a little look at the back of the train here. The usual notices and safety notices. It's got fuse boxes up here. They generally open. Let's have a look. There you go. You can open the fuse boxes and have a little look in there. It's fantastic, isn't it? Look at that. You can open that. Like I say, a lot of these things actually do work in the cabs. And of course, once you've done a few hours working on the locomotive, you become familiar with absolutely every single button in it. Which at the moment I've not done many hours in this particular locomotive, so I'm not totally familiar with everything. So I'm just still learning. But I'm enjoying it, you know. A little bit boring going up here, but at the end of the day, it's a train simulator, isn't it? It's just got this particular job is just going from A to B, and that's it. It's not stopping, picking up passengers or anything like that. It's just one stop. Keep an eye on the speed down there. You can dim these controls. Look, there you go. There's a dim switch. You can dim the displays. They actually work. So we're actually stopping at Reading for some reason. Probably another driver's going to take control of the train from there and take it on further. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. I thought the game was going to crash or something then. I don't know if that'll show up. Maybe after I've rendered the video it might smooth that out, but I lost a vast amount of frame rate then, I think. It sort of froze just for a little bit. Does that occasionally. Every now and again. Oh, there's another train! I'm gonna start thinking now about coasting in, slowing the train down a little bit. I'm coasting now. Which isn't slowing it down a great deal. I've got to get this bit right, else I've got to start again. This is the braking system here, Luke. That's not done a great deal in slowing the train down. I've not put it on full, I've only put it on a little bit. Let's just apply it just a little bit more pressure or whatever you call it. It's beginning to slow down now. I knocked it down to 4 on the gauge there, and it's slowly slowing the train down. I'm not used to the braking system on this train. There's probably a better way of doing it, possibly, I don't know. I'm not at all familiar with the locomotive and all the systems on it. Love that bit. You just got to do that, haven't you? Right, I've slowed it down. We're going a little bit too slow now, probably. Let's just take the brakes off. Gonna have to apply a little bit more throttle, else we're going to stop too short. Oh dear. We will get there. We will stop this train in its proper place eventually. In these early stages of learning this, I would rather stop too short and then have to power back up, rather than not stop at all and fail on the stopping procedure. This is all comes with time, I suppose. Once you've played it for a bit, you're going to become an expert, aren't you, and just be able to stop this train so perfectly, like a professional, which I aren't. I don't pretend to be, just enjoy playing the game. So it has been, this one has yet again been a straight run up, been really easy. I didn't even have to start the train was actually running at the beginning. Well, I just had to get in and put the reverser on forward and the throttle, and that was it. It's quite easy. The hardest bit's stopping the train when you're a novice. But we've backed it down. We're going to go in slowly. Better to go in slow than actually overshoot at the end and, like I mentioned before, fail. I'm about 28 minutes in, so I don't want to fail right at the end. two yellow signals there. Did you see that? What do they mean? Somebody tell me in the comments section below. What do the two yellow signals mean? I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen in this game a tutorial on the actual signals. Maybe it's just common sense and most people know. Maybe I haven't got common sense because I don't know. Oh dear. I know what the green one means and I know what the red one means. So I can see a yellow light in the distance there. A yellow signal. What's it mean? Caution approaching a station or something like that. I don't know. I'll just learn it all as I go along. Gotta learn from my mistakes. I'm going to learn from my mistakes, obviously. Let's try slow this train down a little bit now. Let's just apply the brake here. So we've got. I'm going to stop well short. I'm going to have to release the brake here and power it back up. I've stopped too short. Well, it's an amateur. I'm an amateur. It's a mistake I'd expect to make. Right, so let's release them brakes and let's power this back up. We should start moving. Why aren't I moving? Yep, we're moving. Now this is the bit I've got to be careful on because I've got to stop further up the station here, which is Reading Station we're coming into. And it's very, very quiet. There's not a soul around. Oh, there's a couple of people sitting on the... Look, they've all got their arms. Look, they're all freezing. There's a few people actually on the station sitting on the benches. Now, if I overshoot at the end there, I fail, so I've got to be very careful on stopping this train. I'm going to go really slow. I'm coasting and then I'm going to slam on the brakes. It's a tense moment, this is, as a learner train driver. Here we go. Let's whack this on full. Please stop, I don't want to fail. Let's go. How far? 7.6. I'm counting the miles down there, miles per hour. I'm going to stop short again. Maybe it'll accept it and we'll finish that. There you go, it's accepted it. So we get a few. This old what do they call this? These scores here, rep and everything, skill points. I don't quite understand all that because I don't play the game very often. So, leave the train here. Probably leave it running. I'll just put the brakes on because I don't want it rolling backwards. So just make sure the brakes are on and I'll leave it all running for the next driver. Obviously there's another driver going to take this further on. And they're going to give me another job, so let's just climb out here. Make sure I've got my sandwiches and my flask and everything. Don't forget that. Let's open the door. Open this door. Out we go. Oh, train's going. Oh, there's another driver there. You can just see through the door. Did you see the other driver? He got in there quick, didn't he? He must have been waiting. He has to even shut the door. So we can actually see now, as we stand on the station, just how big this train is. Now, I presume we've stopped in Reading. Where was this supposedly going? To the Bristol terminal, was it, or something like that? I don't know. But yeah, we can actually see how many containers we got on here. Look at all this. Quite a big train. That's quite a big haul wobbly. That's a lot bigger cargo than on Euro truck you've got there. Look at that. Bye bye train. Have a safe journey. There she goes. And it's all quiet on the station, isn't it? Look at this, quite spooky. I'm off to my next job, so I've got to go this way. So thanks for watching, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you want to see more Train Simulator. I'm going to do a few more anyway, because I enjoy playing this. And oh, what's that? You can actually hear an announcement. Lifts aren't working as usual. It's rather spooky. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and we'll do it all again another time.